Hi friends, Mr. and Mrs. Golf here.
So today's video is a little bit off the beaten path. We're not going to do the traditional what's in the bag where we go through all the yardages and gaps and stuff like that, but we are just going to kind of briefly go over like what kind of our clubs are. Again, not super technical or specs or anything like that. And then we'll kind of get into the fun stuff, or what Mrs. likes to call the fun stuff, of the actual stuff that's in the bag versus like the clubs in the bag itself. Okay?
I'm just saying, when you are ready to go golf with friends or with your husband or partner, whoever, you have to be prepared, right? So I am very particular in what I like to bring. So before I talk about my golf clubs, golf ball, all that good stuff, I like to make sure I have things prepared for us, especially when the mister gets hungry. So the first priority is snacks, let me tell you. I can't tell you how many times we're on the course, we're on hole 2, hole 3, I'm hungry. Did you bring this? And I think to myself, well, I bet this is a really good episode to look back at and say, I'm glad she brought that in the bag. So the first important thing is we always got to make sure we have our protein, right? Because we're out there for how many hours playing golf?
3.5 to 4?
Yeah, it could be.
Ideally.
Yeah, it could last forever. So we have our drinks. Make sure we have those. Okay. Second, which is my husband's favorite snack in the world. I swear he's a kid at heart. But I have to have the Crustables. Are these not your favorite?
They are. I mean, they're one of my favorites, and they're something that I will always snack on at all times. They are kept at my photo studio. There's like a little section for just only me. Actually, there's kind of a section in our fridge for just
pretty much. Yeah. But what's nice about the Crustables is you keep them in the freezer. Living in Arizona, in the summertime, it's super hot, right? So we just take them in minutes, probably by the second hole, they're already defrosted and ready to eat, and they're gooey and yummy and just scrumptious. So we make sure we have those.
That's if they last that long.
Yeah, exactly. Also, again, living in Arizona in the summertime, it's always super hot, so you have to stay hydrated, right? So our favorite go-to for electrolytes is our liquid IVs. And then what's your favorite?
Actually, my favorite is a little bit different. So where to go? It's down here. So I actually like the element packets. I am a sweets person. I absolutely love sweets, but I absolutely love salt. And so all the different flavors that you get from these element packets, I don't ever mix the two, but it is like to have, I hate drinking water. So I have to have something with flavor in there, whether it's liquid IV or whether these elements. And I do want to replenish my electrolytes and everything that are on the course.
And I like these. I like the elements too. I think they're a lot better than like your standard Gatorade or whatever. So these are good. And did you know that the liquid IV came in a sugar-free for all you ladies that are watching your calories? My favorite. Okay.
Take the extra sugar.
Okay.
What else do we got in the bag?
Again, another nice little protein snack. Got to have some beef jerky.
It doesn't have to be this brand. It's just whatever we kind of find.
Yeah, usually I have turkey jerky from Costco, but this time I got the real beef.
There are some flavors that are better than others, but yeah, well, that's fine, as long as I have some snacks.
Another bar that I absolutely love when I'm craving something just to hold me over is my Perfect Bars. I don't know if you've ever heard of these, but they are the best. They have protein in it. They have to be refrigerated, so again, you got to eat them right away in the Arizona heat because they will melt. But
so I spent a lot of my youth as a cyclist, and so our team was actually sponsored by Cliff Bar. And still to this day, I love eating Cliff Bars, of all the different kinds of flavors and the seasonal ones. I also really like, because you do need that quick sugar that metabolizes out on the course, so I use the Cliff gels or blocks a lot of times to get that quick sugar and that quick energy. Because a lot of times the stuff that you eat really doesn't kick in for later. It's just more of a pacifier or something to chew on when you have a bad shot, you know?
Yeah. Well, speaking of bad shot, when, you know, the angry person comes out at him, which is very rare, but I just joke because you see those commercials. Maybe, honey, maybe you need a Snickers bar, right? When he's being his alter ego, I'm like, here, time to have a Snickers, and then he's back to Mr. Golf again, you know?
Yeah, that's fine.
So that's his favorite. He'll eat those.
Can I have it now?
Sure, why not?
Okay,
I totally forgot one of the most important things is I know some people are not a big fan of listening to music on the golf court, but music is like my happy place too, along with golf. So I always got to drive. I got to have some good tunes. I like everything, alternative, country, rap, 80s music, whatever I'm feeling, but I have to bring my speaker. It's so important.
Which is funny because we always want to be respectful of our playing partners or a tournament or things like that, so there's certain times we just don't get to. I actually don't mind the peace and quiet. I like being away from the course and being away from my phone and technology and just having that time out just to enjoy quality time with the missus.
Right, right. But music is great. Let's face it. Also, I gotta bring my thermo to put my liquid IV in, my Stanley, of course. You know, everybody's got to have a Stanley. It's like your sippy cup, right?
Well, not everyone. So here's the thing, too, is we're actually putting together a guide because there's a lot of golf carts that don't fit the Stanleys.
That's so true.
There's also a lot of golf carts that don't fit the thermos or the Yeti type style. So my preferred style is something like this. And so thanks to the Arizona Golf Association for ours and our Mr. and Mrs. Golf in here, of course.
Yes, yes.
But I actually prefer this style. I just don't want it rattling around. I don't need the straw. I don't have lip gloss or anything to worry about. So I prefer the thermos style.
Yes. Another important thing for Arizona is always have your sun bum or whatever. You always got to SPF it up. It's super, super important. Also, we always wear our hats. Thank you, Anchor. They're the best. Bam.
Where's my sunblock? Because I actually have a tan in the summertime, and so I don't like putting on white sunscreen. And so I use a sunscreen that's actually tinted. It's by a company that is actually national and well known, but they actually have a tinted sunscreen.
Yes.
Because I don't like having white clown face when I'm anywhere. So.
Yeah, that's somewhere in a different golf bag. But yeah, it's his PCA skin. He loves it. I love it too. So I don't ever have to put any other makeup on. I just have my tinted glow, you know?
Wait,
it's the
I
best.
saw another snap. Hold on.
Oh.
Oh, shit. Cheetos. Flaming hot Cheetos. Now, I will go for just the regular crunchy ones. My absolute favorite are the Puffs. But then you get to deal with the whole orange finger thing when you're on the course. I don't want to get my clubs dirty. So the Cheetos don't always make it.
Yeah, but we do love them. Okay.
So what about the cart itself? So
yeah,
I'm usually like right out the door, grab my bag, go. Let's get in the cart. Let's get situated. And so what's the first thing we got to put on the cart though?
Oh, the first thing I always make sure we do put on the cart is our golf caddy.
So Desert Fox Golf created the phone caddy and is the original on the market on it. Yes. They are also the best on there. A lot of other accessories that they make for this to put it on your walking cart, to hold a cigar. They're also coming out with some new products to be released at the PGA show this year. Hint, hint. So you'll get to see some more of that. So
stay tuned for that. But
keep an eye on Desert Fox Golf for that.
We absolutely love this. It holds our phones, so then I could switch my tunes for the music.
So for those of you that love to have the phone in your back pocket, fine. This is just to stop it from rattling around, and it keeps it in a nice, safe, secure spot on the strut of the golf cart. All right, so what else we got?
Well, I guess I always have to...
Well, you got all that kind of stuff. So
okay. Well, this is stuff for the mister. He has a lot of aches and pains. So...
I just had back surgery, so like there's some sort of...
I always have to have like a medicine cabinet in the bag too, and I don't know if you guys are one of those people, but we've got to have like the Max Freeze, we got to have the BioFreeze, we got to have the Advil. I mean, these are things that you really probably are thinking, shoot, I probably need to have that in my bag, right? So I'm just saying, this is all the cream of the crop stuff along with your clubs and everything else. But these are things that you will be like halfway through a round and man, oh, I'm having some pain in my back or my shoulder. I wish I had that Advil or that BioFreeze. I should have listened to Mr. and Mrs. Golf on their checklist.
We'll make one for you. So.
Okay, right, okay. That's enough of all the...
We got all that. We got the food and drink kind of situated.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Let's start with like, all right, you are heading up to the first tee. What do you need in your pocket? What are the things that you have in your pocket? Because we don't carry all this stuff with us. Sometimes we walk. Sometimes we have the push cart. So obviously you don't want to have a 20-pound bag, which is hers.
Oh, stop. It's because I have to be prepared. Duh.
Yeah. So we're getting up to the first tee. What are the stuff you have in your pocket?
So what I love is my martini teas. I don't know if you've ever seen these before, but they help me off the tee box to just know how far to put the tee into the ground. So I'm not always like thinking, is it too high? Is it too low? It has a little indent so you know when to stop. And then I always have my Wilson staff balls. You know, I love everything. I use Titleist, I use Wilson, I use Max Fly. I'm not super picky when it comes to a golf ball. The mister can kind of go another direction with that.
We'll do a video on that.
But
she needs to.
I just like bright color balls. I just love the yellow and the green and the pink and the orange. White are too boring for me, so I just like the colors, so that's my thing.
All right, so you got a tee, you got a ball.
And then, obviously, when we're on the putting green, you want to mark your ball, right? So thank you to the Golf Gift Box, I carry my wonderful Mr. and Mrs. Golf ball marker that has my name on it, so that way I know that Mr. Golf doesn't take my marker. It says Nicole on it, so...
Yeah, because she's always trying to take the closest spot to the hole.
Right. So these are the main things you really want to have with you at all times when you're about to tee off and then when you're about to finish the hole.
Now, do you wear gloves?
Oh, yeah. Oops, I forgot about that. So I do have my wonderful golf glove, and this is
so what we found is, after trying a bunch of different gloves, again, it's all personal preference and taste, but Zero Friction has this kind of cool elastic, kind of one-sizey kind of thing. So whether you have a little bit of the short fingers, fat palm, or something like that, it does kind of stretch to the right size that you need, and not without it being too constrictive. And you know, we've tried several, and this tends to be your favorite brand.
Yeah,
right?
I love this because it doesn't stretch out for me. Some of the other gloves I've played with, after a while, especially Arizona heat, my hands sweat, they stretch out, and then I'm like constantly trying to pull them on, so this is perfect. So this is pretty much what I make sure I have with me to play around, along with my golf bag and clubs. Oh, wait, there's one more. This is like a party popper, right? So I shout out to Pins and Aces. I absolutely love my Pins and Aces sleeve. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but it's discreet. You can keep it in your golf bag and put whatever you like in it. Sometimes I prefer to put one of my favorite go-to seltzers. Got to have my high noons.
So when we know that the course doesn't have any kind of cart service, this stays in the car.
Yes.
Because we want to support the course. And
Absolutely.
right?
But
and it stays cooler, stays better to keep the bag lighter. But there's plenty of courses that we get sent out, or like in the middle of the summertime when we're out there and we don't have cart service. So yeah, you've got to carry liquids and fluids with you. Sometimes it's the fun liquids, and sometimes it's the
Oh, speaking of other liquids, when we're about to putt, I mean, you have to have those birdie opportunities, right? So what other thing do you need than birdie juice? Oh, so of course, got to have our birdie juice. I don't know if you guys ever heard of birdie juice, but it's a thing here, and you can.
Everywhere.
It's kind of a thing. Okay, it's a thing everywhere. So you can make it whatever you want it to be, but Fireball seems to be the kind of go-to birdie juice.
It's the go-to for us, at least, and we have plenty of friends. But you know, when we play tournaments in Mexico, then the birdie juice is tequila. So.
Oh yeah, perfect. So, okay, I think that is. I mean, some of the main things that I think are important to make sure I have a hand.
So, what else do you need on the golf course?
Everything.
Any clubs?
Okay.
All right, so we'll just kind of briefly go through it. Top of the bag. Tell us about, is there anything special about the driver cover?
Oh, yes. I absolutely love my driver cover. Daphne's, thank you. This is a replica of my Husky back home, Sedona. So every time I'm out there on the course, it makes me think of her because she's got the blue eyes and everything. So got a shout out to Daphne's head covers to replica images of our pets.
Locally made here in Phoenix.
Yeah.
We don't have to go into the specs of it, but what's the driver? What is the driver?
Oh, okay. If you wanted to know my favorite club, it's my driver. So this is my Callaway Paradigm. Absolutely love it. The mister got it for me for my birthday last year, and I've been playing with it ever since.
Favorite color is green, and then this happens to be the special edition Masters color, so it's...
Yep. Along with my nice green bag, as you can see, that's another favorite of mine.
So then do you go into Fairway Woods? What do you have next?
So then I have my Fairway Woods. I have the Paradigm 7 Wood, right?
Yep.
Okay. I don't need to take the cover off.
No, you're good.
Okay.
All right, and
then what else? I got the, love my AGA golf cover. It's awesome. I have what is this one?
it's a Cobra LTDX 3-wood, so that's her other.
I just know I hit it far, okay?
All right, she's got a hybrid in there as well, too, and then irons. So tell us about the irons, because for you, those are new irons as of last year.
Yes. So I got fitted last year. Absolutely recommend it. It has been a game changer for me. My handicap has went down from 29 to a 22 this year. So I think a lot of the improvement came with the right fitting for the club. So I have the Callaway Paradigm irons, which I love. They sound pretty. They hit far, and they look pretty nice too.
Okay.
And then to end it all off, I've got my...
What else we got in here?
My favorite putter, Bettinardi. Also, is that back home, Chicago?
Yeah.
Yep.
Chicago company.
Shout out. that's my hometown there. So we actually went, and this was the first.
That was your actual first
This was
fitting.
the first
for any
fitting
golf
I
club
ever had was for the putter, so I absolutely love it. It's the Bettinardi 28 Studio stock, and yeah, support Chicago with my limited edition Bettinardi cover.
So real quick, if you've never done a fitting, it's super crucial. And if we hate hearing the excuse of I'm not good enough, or when I get better, I'll get fitted for clubs.
Yeah.
So follow our friend Michael with Wicked Smart Golf, and he has several different podcasts. And
Yeah.
he talks about if you're ever going to just do one fitting, it's got to be the putter. You use it for half year round at least, and it'll make the most incremental difference for your score. Right
So
off the
true.
bat.
So true. So yeah. So that's my bag. How about you, Mister?
All right, so aside from my mule that's packing all my snacks for me, I've got my thermos, I've got my drinks and stuff like that. So what carries in my pocket, I try not to actually use a glove. It just gets sweaty. I do have one if I need it. I'll keep it in my back pocket or certain rounds, maybe where it's humid or stuff. But really, it's athletic tape around a couple different fingers, and that's kind of does it for me. I think the calluses are like a badge of honor for me, so maybe that's good or bad. I don't know. Again, depending on where we're playing, I do play different courses, different clubs for different courses that we go to, or try to do different yardages for that, or different shops that I want to hit. And so with that, I'll kind of vary like the ball markers or divot tools that I have. So I also have several from the golf gift box that I absolutely love, and they're some of my favorites. And then another one is here, a local company called Embrace Putters makes their own putters. Liam was super awesome because I am a Dachshund owner and Dachshund fans and Dachshund dad, that he created a heads and tails Dachshund ball marker for me.
This thing is...
That one's probably my favorite just because of the Dachshund affinity. But it's hand in hand with the golf gift box markers that I have there. So
speaking of Dachshund, what do you...
So fun fact for me and super exciting for me, again, Daphne's is the supplier of all of our animal head covers. So I did run with the bulls in Pamplona, and so I do have Ferdinand with me on one of the drivers. That's when I'm like really feeling bullish about it. But this is my absolute favorite cover of all time and will never ever be taken away from me. So my Dachshund Zoe was actually used as the model for the new redesigned Dachshund head cover. So not only is it just that it's a Dachshund head cover, it's my dog. It's my little Zoe, and she passed away many years ago, but I can always keep her with me.
Yep.
So the Dachshund will always be a very, very special one for me.
Yes. What else you got in there?
Tees. I don't have anything fancy for tees. I just, I feel like there's no reason to buy tees because you get them for free everywhere you go, and they're perfectly fine for me.
That's true.
But again, depending on the clubs or the bag that I use, I do have different golf balls. So, we have Mr. and Mrs. Logo balls that we always have with us in case we need to take a picture or do something goofy or just for fun or giveaways or prizes or things like that. Because the Mrs. is from Chicago, we do have an affinity for Chicago companies, and so Wilson is one of those.
Yes.
I do have a bag of Wilson irons.
He doesn't talk to the ball, though. Don't worry. Remember?
Do I? Maybe I do. I think
Maybe sometimes we tell it to go to its home.
So depending on the bag and depending on the clubs that it's been kind of matched up, it'll be a Wilson Staff or the Wilson Staff X model. This is the newest one. Maxfly Tour X or Pro V1 X Left Dash is the balls that I tend to end up using depending on the clubs. I am okay with my ball. I can't see the ball anyways, so I rely on her eyes and her vision.
Yes.
So
yes.
I do like a yellow ball. It is kind of fun and something different, just to be able to identify it differently.
Oh, for
if
sure.
There's,
so
many
bright.
other people that are
I
using
love
white,
it.
Then we're using yellow. So,
what do you got in your bag?
We talked about the sunscreen. All right. So,
what are your clubs?
Honestly,
I never even know what his clubs are because we'll be out playing around and I'll be like, where did that one come from? And he, pretty sneaky, but whatever.
So favorite driver that gets the most play. So there's a Titleist TSR3 in there, but the one that gets the most of the play, and this is a shout out to another local company here in Arizona, is the Ping. The G430 Max paired to an Acura shaft. We'll go into that later at some point too. Fairway woods though, I am pretty set. I've tried different fairway woods and brands and models, but it always comes back to a Titleist fairway wood for me. I don't know what it is, the look, the style, the sound, the feel, but I've got them in a couple different models. So from 2 wood, 3 wood, 4 wood, 7 wood, 5 wood. Again, just depending on the course or where we're playing and where I'm traveling. So it's always a Titleist. Most of them are all TSR2s right now. Different head covers, again, affinity to Arizona, so Arizona flag, or this is a Weekapaw course. This was actually a special collaboration with Bettinardi. So Bettinardi actually made special head covers just for Weekapaw.
And they do have them available for driver, fairway wood, and others. So
I like
do
that.
love the Roadrunner status and the colors of it and the cactus.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a fun one for me. Yeah, again, depending on the club that it ends up going to.
What about your golf towel? Do you always have a golf towel with
Always
you?
have a golf towel. Always
Okay.
have actually multiple golf towels. One's like always a wet towel.
Okay.
Right?
I am learning that that's important to have out here, especially
Yeah.
when you're about to go putt and your ball's all dirty, or like trying to wipe it on your nice Taylor Jordan outfit. You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So,
I always have a wet towel and I always have a dry towel. Our favorite towels of choice are Puebla. So it's a San Diego company, Hecho in San Diego. And I've got them in different sizes. So small little one that's easy to carry
Yeah.
out to the green and go back and forth. But our new favorite one actually is magnetized. And
woo!
so Puebla just reintroduced
So
their new towel,
cool.
got a magnet attached to it, the carabiner to it. Great style. Yeah, this is always with us and always
see.
attached. So.
I
Irons
know.
in this bag are Mizuno's, so running the 223s and then a 225 on one of the long irons. The wedges are also Mizuno's with a grind that's been applied and these were all built and ground and all the specs and everything were done by Cool Clubs up in Scottsdale. So shout out to Jack up there and that team up there for doing a great job of building this set of irons. You know, just like the driver, I don't know what putter I'm going to use that day. I might match an outfit.
Oh my gosh.
Might be on the speed of the greens. It might just be, you know what, the last putter just didn't treat me very well the last round, so it goes away and the new putter comes back in. So, but
So
it's
true.
it's only one of two companies really ever that I use a putter from. So
Okay.
I do have other brands that I've used over the years, but it still comes down to Bettinardi because that's what we were fitted for.
Yeah.
And again, just that affinity for it, and they make a fantastic putter.
They do.
The other one is Embrace. So again, local company, Liam, look them up. They're
Great
sold
stuff.
as handmade sticks through the Second Swing stores, or you can just buy directly from him. You can also send him your putter, and then he'll just do a cool refinish on it.
He did a beautiful
Here,
refinish.
I guess we do have to show you at least a little bit of one. So took my Bettinardi, gave it a blue PVD finish, custom paint fill, stamped my name into it. So this is, you know, Mrs. has seen this one, so she knows
Yeah,
about this.
it's nice. It's custom. It's pretty.
Now,
So-
the bags themselves, though, I mean, we've actually changed our bags a couple times now, too.
Yes,
So
yeah.
what bag are you using now, Mrs.?
Well, this was my Christmas gift from Mister, and I got the beautiful ping bag. Is this not? This isn't a carry bag, right?
It's a pink Hoofer carry bag. And so
Okay.
what's really cool about
Yeah.
it is Ping was running a contest. Mm-hmm. I signed up for it, just like many of you do for every single golf contest out there
Yes.
for free swag and stuff.
Yeah.
And I won. And I got an email. And at first, you know, I think it's a joke. And they're like, no, you get a free bag and you can pick it out and you can put your, we'll embroider your name on it. And so I was like, all right, well, Mrs. is getting a new bag because hers
Right.
is getting kind of shoddy.
I was so happy that he thought of me right away because, you know, like I said, he's got multiple bags. So that was beautiful. I loved it. And so, yeah, he got it embroidered. We got the Mr. and Mrs. Golf on there with our patch and logo. And now we could drive around on the golf cart and people see that right away and they'll ask us. And then it's a conversation starter. So
Also,
love
just,
the
you
ping
know,
bag.
cool Arizona theme that goes with it. So
Yeah.
we always want to represent where our
Yeah.
home state is. So.
Absolutely. And tell them about this sweet bag that you got.
So this is my newest bag. It's maybe not the fits. We were playing in a AGA, Arizona Golf Association, put on a tournament down in Mexico. So we
so
went
much
down there
fun.
with a bunch of friends, a bunch of other couples,
Yeah.
and we played in a partner tournament down there. And here again, like my name gets called out,
Yeah.
and I get a sweet new bag from Adidas.
It was like it was a sign because he was so generous that he gave me this bag that he won, that it just paid it forward and he got that beautiful blue bag. But that fits him. That's his color. I mean, look at his outfit's all matching right now with his bag.
Well, and that's how the bag usually goes. Is, you know, what am I going to wear that day? And so
Yeah.
if I'm in the blue outfit and the blue bag, then I'm in the green outfit and the green bag, and then just kind
Well,
of.
and that's another thing with us, if you didn't know, with TJ Golf, we are always matching. We always have, hopefully, like the best dressed out there couple, I guess you can say, because I like to say, hey, if we're not playing well, at least we look good.
Yeah, so TJ Sport, also another locally born and raised company here in Arizona. Great golf apparel, great sports apparel, can be used for everyday wear
Yep.
as well too. So pretty much head to toe, we're usually in some sort of TJ thing. Actually, not head to toe. Where do we get our hats from?
Oh, Anchor. I absolutely love these hats. They also float in case you were ever, angry on the golf course and want to throw it into the water or the
Because
lake.
golf clubs and putters don't float. So at
This
least the
floats, so just so you know, Anchor, look them up. We'll let you know the link and everything, but they come in so many fun colors. And so that's the best thing about what we love is that we match our hats with our outfits too. So, yeah.
So other things though, so there's one other thing for me is I do like my bags. And so again, just to carry things along, stuff like that. So shout out to my friend Carrie. When we were out in Ireland, we played around at Sea Point Links, and so I got a little bag in here. This will carry my athletic tape and a wrench in case I need it, plus a couple of little like tools or things like that in there. Okay. So cool little bag there. Also was blessed with the opportunity to play at Adair Manor, which will be the host of the 2027 Ryder Cup. And so
and where is that? Tell them where that is.
So this is also in Ireland as well.
Okay.
Amazing resort and course, and the staff there and my caddy, amazing people, and just from a photographer's perspective, like I fell in love with that place. And so I love having a yardage book with me, and again, different courses that I've gone over the years. So from Scotland, Kingsbarn here, a Betnardi one. So I always have a yardage book with me, and it's not always to necessarily keep care of my score or the actual yardage of the course. I mean, I'll use it for that. But one of the things that we've got from the tip from our friend Michael at Wicked Smart Golf too is, so it's also in conjunction with Jira Golf in the book there. So a couple different shout outs there that we'll link to all this in the video is I don't always write down my score. Sometimes I'm just actually writing down and having a good memory of a good shot. And so I'm really detailed about like what club did I use, the wind, the condition, because I want to build that mental imagery of like what was actually a really good shot to build on that for the next thing. So different video, but it's not for snacks because she carries all my snacks. So I get to carry like real golf stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else that we've got here? Like any hidden tricks or tips? Or?
I think that is about it. So I hope you enjoyed what's in the bag, because I know it's, like he said, it's a little different spin-off, but he'll, I'm sure, have another video to kind of show you a little bit more specs. Like he said, he's nerdy about that, but I just tell him to hand me a club and let me rip.
Yeah, that's usually it. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. Leave any comments or questions below, and we'll happy to answer them for you.
Yeah, and also we'd love to know what is your go-to, what you must have when you are headed to the golf course. Because you know, like, what's your favorite snack? Let us know. We'd love to hear it. All right, you guys, have a great one.
All right, see you guys.
See ya.